Understand native English speakers. Make a perfect dictionary in your head. Make talking English interesting. Welcome to Uncle Joseph Language Center. Describe your social circle. Eva always tries to find an excuse to justify herself. Billy is extremely intelligent and witty. Richard's way of speaking is very impressive. Jeremy believes he is superior to those around him. Winston never hesitates to speak the truth. Lee resorts to every means for his personal interests. Alexander's kindness impresses everyone. Mary's sole purpose is to live in luxury. Herbert reacts violently to even the slightest insult. Duncan often tells white lies for fun. Peter has a hard time accepting the harsh realities of life. James does not participate in social activities. Tina makes fun of strangers' accents. Oliver consoles himself with false fantasies. Mike doesn't know his limits. Patricia is full of love towards all living things. Some of Liza's behavior is difficult to understand. Allison never loses her enthusiasm for life. Thomas has a temperament that will always start a fight. Chris never breaks his word under any circumstances. Alia is not as innocent as she seems. John's way of speaking fascinates everyone. Cassius is as stubborn as a goat. Nancy has never been heard to curse anyone. Jack is very adept at making a good impression on others. Gordon is never interested in other people's private lives. Linus doesn't get along very well with his friends. Evan often contradicts himself. Greta tends to be materialistic lately. Raymond does not calm down easily when angry. Sean seems to enjoy breaking traffic rules. Despite living under difficult circumstances, Martin is full of hope. Louis gets lost in the fantasy world from time to time. Linda respects both herself and others. Robert never turns his back on the needy. Jackie is in trouble with a drug problem. Michael is very cruel to animals for some reason. Yule's philosophy in life is to live and let live. Peter never stops making hurtful jokes. Edward never participates in meaningless conversations. Nicholas never feels guilty for his mistakes. Michelle has recently gotten into the habit of suggestive speech. Gertrude ignores negative reviews. Isabel is incapable of making social connections. It was not seen that Carl broke his word. Natalie longs to achieve fame as soon as possible. Larry began to get into the habit of speaking vulgarly. Margaret continues to exploit emotions. Isaac has recurring problems with the police. Howard surprises everyone with his violent behavior. Casey sometimes humiliates herself in public. Becky hates monotony. John has great difficulty maintaining friendly relations. Edna sometimes tries to win the admiration of others. Armando is an expert at plotting. Doris always avoids showing off. Paul doesn't want to share his troubles with his friends. Nobody gets bored with Bob's conversation. Warren isn't afraid to voice his criticisms. Malcolm considers himself a very special person. Timothy often boasts of his wealth. Isabel isn't good at making social connections. Morgan has no qualms about breaking the code of ethics. Alexandra strives to have the best of everything. Simon makes a special effort to show himself superior. David just doesn't realize that he needs to regulate his behavior. Chris always takes care of his family responsibilities. Howard surprises everyone with his violent behavior. Joseph is stingy when it comes to spending money. Anne is always in a benevolent mood. George exaggerates to increase his popularity. Lawrence's persuasion skills are very strong. Edward can easily chat about almost anything. Marlon's life is full of exemplary behavior. Joan tries to stay away from any kind of immorality. Doris is tolerant under all circumstances. Paul avoids being with racists. Charles always takes care to fulfill his obligations. William doesn't want to hurt anyone. Nikita's helpful nature is admirable. Tom has problems with drinking from time to time. Gloria usually prefers seclusion. Vincent is very sensitive to the rights of others. Fred has been acting a little irresponsibly lately. Henry's school performance has been deteriorating lately. Sigmund doesn't want to participate in social activities. Orson has trouble developing strong bonds with people. Benjamin always has an obedient attitude. Elvis is very talented at persuading people. Shirley has trouble adjusting with strangers. Bertrand doesn't care about other people's feelings. Carlos is very proud of his wife and children. Barbara shows authoritarian behavior at times. Billy has a popular personality. Ralph doesn't like conversations about material things. Lenny likes to be the center of attention. Rudyard doesn't care about the past or the future. Gertrude's behavior is very variable. It's impossible to guess what John is thinking. Benny has had a positive impact on the lives of many people. Peggy is extremely docile and tolerant. Katharina has a consistent view of life. Lloyd immediately flexes tense situations with his jokes. Michael is generally very fanatical about national issues. Helen doesn't talk much because he has a shy temperament. The environment in which Anne is happiest is the family circle. Elizabeth cares a lot about friendships. Neil's sense of justice is very strong. Emily considers it his duty to help the needy. Jacqueline is incredibly self-indulgent. Richard always stays away from strangers. Alfred has significant interpersonal problems. Warren takes his social responsibilities very seriously. Elton always distances himself from arrogant people. Amelia doesn't unfairly criticize anyone. Peter is extremely loyal to his family life. Mikhail isolates himself from society at times. Graham always blames others when he fails. What Greta dislikes most is hypocrisy. Armando's helpfulness is appreciated by everyone.